Thanks to the support as a channel member, Simon. Right, folks, this whole getting a job in France thing is proving to be a little bit more complicated than I thought it would be because I don't speak any French. I've been having a look around, though, and I think I might have found the solution. And that's teaching English to little French people who don't speak much French either. It's the perfect solution. Part-time work allows me to carry on doing my part-time volunteering at Tours, teaching English to French-speaking youngsters, a unique teacher. I used to be a teacher. This is perfect for me. I get to meet a local French family, 4 to 20 hours a week, hours that suit my routine. This is all good stuff. 10 to 16.50 euros net per hour. Does that mean after tax and stuff? Is that how they do? Is that how they pay stuff? In fact, they give me a free mobile phone. Contribute towards my travel pass, online French classes. Now, you see that? If I do this for a few months, learn a little bit of French, then that might open the doors to some other jobs here in France, which will be perfect. I am a native English speaker. I have got experience working with children. This area might be a little bit of a problem. Firstly, is that serious? French kids don't go to school on Wednesdays? This does explain why Disneyland was so busy on the Wednesday when I was there last week. They also want me to be able to work on Saturdays, which obviously might clash with the football a little bit. But they want me to do a whole semester, so 3 to 4 months or longer. I'm thinking we do a semester, 3 to 4 months, Wednesdays only. What, 10 hours a week at 16.50? I'm nearly 40. I'm a former teacher. I'm taking top whack, please. Let's get the calculator out. I'm assuming I'm getting this job. But if I did, I'm good job I'm not a maths teacher. I'm literally doing a multiplication by 10 here. And that's going to be 165 euros a week. Or if we break that down over the course of a year, 8,500 euros a year if I did it all year. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get me a house. Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Tour de France. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we are going to play our first 2 games of the save. Hopefully start with winning football. That's what we're looking for. But first, we need to have a look to see what's been going on with transfers since you were last with me. Now, obviously, we put transfers with an asterisk here. We are an amateur club. So I wouldn't be surprised if we were charging these players subs to come and play for us. That's the kind of level that we're at here. Players are free to come and go as they please, and one of them has gone already, and it's the one we expected to go. Maxime Moron, leaning towards the second one. He's going to be playing in the second tier. In fact, has already played 3 games in the second tier, averaging a 7.23. That's how good he is, how good he was. We've got other players of that kind of standard. We'll be absolutely fine. We have brought in a number of players, though. I'm not going to go through every single one of them. Because there's a few. We were just basically trying to fill in some squad gaps. So Nicolas Lebos at 28 years old. If you want to see these in any more details, just pause on them and have a look at their attributes. This is our star man that we brought in, Salah Bouzrara, 21-year-old Tunisian. Don't worry, he's got French as a second nationality, like all these African players have. But 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. Actually a product of the Tour youth team. Came through our youth system when we were up in the second tier. Never really got an opportunity to play. Has done the tour, love the puns, of the French lower leagues of Orléans and I'm not even going to try, them lot. The Double Saints. That's probably their nickname, I imagine. But he is in now. He's back home at Tour. Is he a Tour boy? No, he's not. We've just established he's Tunisian. Although he was actually born in France, so maybe, I don't know how far that is from Tours, but he's going to be our star man. We've also got Ivan Dennis, 23 years old, formerly of Paris FC. Brian Natambani, 22 years old, can play on either wing, formerly of our parent club Monaco. 2 years, unknown club in Italy as well, which is an interesting name for a football team. Tom Latigue is a centre back, 22 years old. Again, he's done the rounds in the French lower leagues. Terence Mumba is a 25-year-old right winger who is another one who's not had a club for a long, long time. This is quite the theme. This is what happens in Football Manager when you load up all the players of a certain nationality or based in a certain nation. You get a lot of players who used to be in the Football Manager database who don't have clubs anymore. I've probably stopped playing professional football, but they're back. Jesse Selbon, 24 years old. Another one who's not had a club for a little while. And then lastly, Mohamed Mukhtar Kamara is a centre-back who is 27 years old and previously played for another one of our affiliate clubs, Rodez, down at the level just a couple of leagues above us. I think National 2 is tier 4, I want to say. But again, he's had a year or two not playing football. Again, the other thing with these players who've not had a club for a year, there was an entire year where no football was played, of course. So that it could just be that he had a 1-year contract, didn't get a contract for the year when no football was played, and now he's back playing football again. And it looks a lot less worrisome if you remember that part of the situation. So a few players in. We still don't have the biggest of squads. I'm surprised only one player has left so far. I wouldn't be at all surprised if a few more did leave. But we're looking at a squad of 21 players. And if we sort them by ability, you can see that of those 21, there's probably 5 or 6 that we don't necessarily want to be relying on or using too much. But we've certainly got the makings of a squad that should win the league, you would think. The media have got us as absolute odds-on favourites. Take it with a pinch of salt. Obviously, a lot of that is to do with reputation and the fact that we are still a club with a 1.5-star reputation compared to second favourites for the league with a 0.5-star reputation. We have a big reputation advantage over everyone else in this league. So that is going to lead to us always being favourites for every match. And also, it's going to make it easier for us to pick up the better players because they're more likely to want to come to us, as demonstrated by the fact we've got 9 of the media Dream 11, the 2 best players in the league. I love the fact, for those of you who were around 5 years ago when I managed Tour originally, I love the fact that our best player and the best player in the league is our goalkeeper, because it was the lack of goalkeeper that led to me getting sacked way back when. But he's been here, it's actually his 5th year as a Tour player, has played less than 30 games in that time, but signed for us when we were in the 2nd tier and has been involved in all of the troubles that have gone on since. So if anyone's going to be motivated to get Tour back into the upper reaches of French football, it's going to be Jules Goda. So we want him to lead. I mean, he's 32. He's not going to lead us very far up the league, but for now, he is the best player in the division, and this is the system that we are going to have him as a part of. It says it's a tactical style of Route 1, but we've fiddled with this Route 1 system a lot. It's more of a Route 1 wing play hybrid. We're still going to be lumping the ball up to our target man, who's not as big as I would want him to be at 5'10" and only 5 jumping reach. I mean, part of me's thinking abandon the whole target man idea completely and play him as a pressing forward. But believe it or not, his second best position is as a target forward. And I mean, it's his main sensible position because we're in the 6th tier of French football. Anyone who thinks they're a false 9 does need to grow up a little bit, because obviously they're not a false 9 or they wouldn't be playing in the 6th tier of French football. So this is the system, and these are the players. We know all about Goda in goal. At left back, we've got one of the new boys, Dennis, who is 3-star current ability, 4-star potential. Then at centre back, we've got Tisson, who was here at the start. How long has he been a Tour player for? He's been here for the last 3 years. Alongside him is one of the new boys, Mohamed Mukhtar Kamara. And then Amimi, who I think is one who was here originally. Yeah, he's one of the new gens that were generated when the save started, is going to be at right back. On the left-hand side, we've got one of the new signings, Natambani, alongside Perron, who was here at the start and has been at Tour for the last 3 years and was also with us previously, back 10 years or so back when we were in the 2nd tier, but never actually got to play for us back then. He's going to be alongside Nicolas Lebos, who isn't. I mean, he's really, you should be making him captain, but he isn't. Jermaine Lefebvre, this might be the only time you get to see him play, because despite him having 5-star potential, he is under offer. And as an amateur club, we are in no position to turn offers down. So this might be a one and done thing for him on the right-hand side. And then we've already looked at Dennis Deniau as our target forward who can't head. And the guy we're pinning all our hopes on, the star man, Salah Buzrara. We want goals from this boy. Let's get into the match. And this is going to give us a good idea of just how good or not good we are. This is a team of very much greyed out players at Blois Football Club who are predicted. This is the team that should be finishing third in the league. So this is actually us against one of the better teams in the division. They are largely greyed out players. This should be a foregone conclusion today. If we don't win this game comfortably, this first season is going to be a little bit harder than I anticipated. My rough thoughts for how the early days of this save should be. We just need to tweak some of these bits a little bit because it's a new save. Get that onto TV view, get the camera height. No, wrong way. Camera height comes down here. And then we zoom a lot and we bump that up to 1. We want our replay from behind the goal. I think that is my normal view now. Does that look right at the... We might have gone a little bit... Our camera height might need adjusting slightly. I don't know. I think that works. I think that's fine. But yeah, my thoughts for this season, we're kind of going to play it by ear a little bit. If we win our first couple of matches 4 or 5-0, I'm not going to make you sit through 8 episodes of us romping through this league. My thoughts are we should be comfortably winning this league as champions in the first season because in real life, the previous season that this team played, we were top of the division above before getting administratively relegated. So although a lot of those players have left the club, there are still a few of them still about. And the likes of Perron, Lebos, Goda are all still here. And the players we've got in alongside them are as good as them. It's not like they're so far ahead of everyone else that we've got. We've got a bunch of players who are roughly equivalent standard to each other, playing against a team of greyed out players. So we should be picking up some nice, comfortable wins. And if we do, we'll probably get through this first season pretty quickly, win it, get up to tier 5, where the real job begins, because at tier 5, we can become semi-pro, start paying some salaries, and really start putting in the hard effort to climb the league. Because remember, we got genuinely relegated from tier 4. We should have bounced straight back, but obviously didn't because of silly old money and silly old rules. We're 1-0 up, though, which is nice. Done it from a set piece, which is as to be expected. Although this team seems to be knocking the ball around us a little bit at the moment, but Goda is there, the early cult hero of the save, looking to distribute to our target forward, as he's been instructed to do. Doesn't get anywhere near him, but there's the ball over the top to Buzrara. Salah Buzrara. Well, I thought he was gonna properly announce himself as an early hero by grabbing himself an early goal. Wasn't to be. The ball ends up being fired wide, but they try and get in behind us, and our defence is there to comfortably cover things again. I'm not sure how much longer I can cope with watching the goalkeeper do that. I know we're playing in the 6th tier, and the instinct is to play quite direct football, but when you're trying to aim the ball, I mean, these long balls forward are just coming straight back again. We're that much better than our opposition that it might be more sensible just to, actually play football and demonstrate a little bit of the quality that we have got throughout the team and just outplay our opponents rather than lowering ourselves to their level and leaving it in the hands of the gods like we are with this long football nonsense. Buzrara has just scored. I mean, it's gone down as an own goal. You got to feel sorry for the goalkeeper for the opposition here because, I mean, he's clearly never held a football before. He got a little bit startled. Oh, the ball's in my hands. He's just let go of it. And it's somehow gone over his head into the back of the net. And we go 2-0 up in front of goodness knows how many fans. We've actually got quite, oh my word, Goda nearly doing a similar thing at the other end. Comparing this to the last save along these lines that we did, I think we've got more fans in attendance today than we had in the early days of Apollon. Certainly, looking at how many fans are around the ground, it does seem like we've got, for a town that doesn't care for football, there's quite a few people who've turned up today, which is quite nice. They're here for the starting of a new era. It's all the people whose whose kids know the kid that I'm tutoring. I'm teaching them all, I'm giving them all free English lessons. And Denny Howe does grab his first goal. See, told you, not a false nine. He's a target man. It was very much a target man's goal. A volley from the edge of the area. It's what target men are known for. And this is kind of going as expected at the moment. So at the moment, my plan is going to be play an awful lot of matches before you next see me tomorrow. Because what I don't want to do is have you all get all bored with the save early on if we just keep winning. We've been down that road before. I'm not going to make those same mistakes I've made on saves in the past. If this first season is going to be easy peasy, we'll do it very quickly and get into the nitty gritty of next season before the end of the week. That would be my plan. And we are, I mean, look at us. We're very, very good. I'll obviously show you what's going on in the cups and bring you up to date with any major transfers and stuff that go on. But we're going to be doing things a little bit differently in this series. And I'm not just going to show you matches for the sake of showing matches. It's the summer. It's the summer series. We get to play around and do things a little bit differently to how we normally do them. And that is very much part of the plan. We're playing some nice football here, actually. And what's his name? Denny Howe. I mean, I need these French kids that I'm teaching English. I need them to teach me a little bit of French. I think it would definitely help me. If we've got any of the major language learning apps watching, which why wouldn't you be? Duolingo, or there's others are available, whoever it might be. If you feel like sponsoring some videos, give me some free access to your app and I'll learn a little bit of French. I'm up for that. You know where to find me. Probably. The chances of you watching are fairly slim. Right. Say goodbye to Jermaine Lefebvre. This is the last you'll see of him. He's going to be taken off as our final substitution. And we have won this game against one of our closest rivals really quite comfortably. We're not going to assume, based on just one match, that we're going to run away with this. We'll check the second match as well, because there might be, I think there are teams in this division who have a few more players. We're facing a team here that's very much greyed out. I know there's about half the teams in this division you're not even able to manage because of the structure and how they're like feeder teams for bigger clubs. And it might be that that's what this opponent is and they just haven't got enough players. So although reputation-wise they might be considered really good, they might be divisional whipping boys. So we're not going to assume we're going to run away with it based on this one match. But if we do it again, we might start assuming it. And I tell you what, this guy might be a false nine. He's got some skill, hasn't he? His first goal, a lovely volley from the edge of the area, and I'm still calling him a target man. So he's trying to prove his point now. And he's like, look, seriously, I'm better than being a target man. Look at what I can do. He's done it with both feet now, and everyone loves a goal, cannoning off the underside of the crossbar. We've won 5-0. What a way to start the series. Let's see if we can do it again in the second match. This is what I mean about there being a clear differentiation between teams that have got players and teams that haven't. So Bloisfoot, who we just played, it looks like they're a second team who don't have any players. Borgefoot are a third team who apparently don't have any players. They got thumped as well. But then you've got teams that are doing the thumpings. So this lot have more players, still not a full squad, but they've stuck 5 goals past our feeder team who have a bunch of players who weren't good enough to play for us. I mean, we can take any of these. If any of these are any good, we could just take them and they can come and play for us because of the weird relationship we've got with them as a team. The one anomaly, I guess, is this lot, who seemingly are a third team. They're all 16-year-olds, but they've scored a big pile of goals away from home. And their first team is only in National 2. How very odd. Their goalkeeper's called Papa Barry. Career goal signed Papa Barry. Because what a name. Right, we are going to go and play our second game now. Remember in the first episode when we looked at the finances and I was like, that's far too much money. I don't see how this is going to be a problem. Well, we lost 100 grand in the last month. How did we lose 100 grand, I hear you cry? Because our youth setup is far too expensive for an amateur club. Not only that, our staff as well. So in a month, we spent £93,000 on our youth setup. That's over £1 million a season if we keep that up. We've also spent £20,000 on staff. Bearing in mind, I'm not getting paid. Somebody is earning 20 grand. I mean, what? Non-football costs of... hold on, staff. What is going on? I mean, we've got some very nice staff, it seems. Altogether, far too many, though. What is all this? Why on earth do we have a sports scientist, a director of football, and a technical director? A director of football is on £350. Technical director's not earning anything. Well, Alain Lavaron, who's been here a long time, it might be time for him to move on at £350. Nobody should be earning money. My assistant manager's on £350 a week. He doesn't understand why I'm having to tutor kids for half of the week. How does it still doesn't add up? Who's earning all the money? Hang on. We need to do some maths here. So we're spending £20,000 a month on staff. That should add up to 5,000 a week. So 350, 700, 900. I mean, at most, there's £1,200 going out there. And that is all staff. So who the hell else is getting all the rest of the money? And how do we downgrade our youth setup? Board, can we please and thank you downgrade our youth setup? Cut back. Decrease junior coaching budget. And cut back youth recruitment. I've never clicked those buttons before. I think in the circumstances, we've spotted this early. We might be able to save some of this money. Maybe. Team-wise, we've not changed the team from the team that played in the last game. We're playing against Etoile Bleu Saint-Sur-Loire. This lot. They won 1-0 on the first day. So we're actually playing against a team that have a win under their belts. So let's see how we get on against a team that, at the very least, aren't the worst team in the division. If we beat this lot comfortably, you won't see me again till Christmas, by which point I'll be fluent in French from all of this free online learning that I would have got off the back of my part-time job as an English tutor. There's a bit of a kit clash going on here as well. I mean, I know I'm colourblind, and sometimes these kit clashes are more offensive to me than they are to you, but I'm looking at that thinking, we're both playing in white and a little bit of light blue here, aren't we? Benjamin Tisson knows where the back of the net is, though, from a corner, an in-swinger, and he thunders his header past the opposition goalkeeper. We get to have a look at it from the other angle. I find it hard to believe that in the French 6th tier we have a camera at this angle, but apparently we do. We can use it for replays, and there we are with an opening goal, and we have been comfortably the best team in this first half. I've just noticed there's only 15 teams in this division as well. Dennis has been fouled there. I think we've got ourselves a penalty. I don't know who our penalty taker is. It would have just been whoever's been auto-allocated to it, because what do I know about penalty taking at this stage? And it's Denny Howe, who he's going to end up our top scorer, isn't he? After all the talk about Buzrara, it's going to be the guy who I've refused to let play in his own position, who is going to hammer in all the goals for us this season. 19 minutes in, we are 2-0 up, and this season seems to be starting really rather well, doesn't it? I'm now pondering what the league situation is going to look like for the season. We'll have a look at it after the match. We're going to look at the schedule. So if there's 15 teams in the division, that means it's only a 28-game season, but then we've got all of the potential shenanigans with playoffs and things at the end, which I'm still not entirely sure whether we're going to have to play in, even if we win the league. So we'll try. I am going to keep explaining it to me in the comments. Full disclosure, I'm recording this before episode 1 has come out, so I assume several of you have given me a thorough explanation in the comments to yesterday's video, but just in case nobody did, if someone could explain the promotion and relegation at this level of French football to me down in the comments, it would be much appreciated. Denny House just scored another absolute beauty. We're 20 minutes in. We are 3-0 up. And I think it's pretty clear for all to see at this point that we are just going to run away with this league this year. We've got a good team that are playing good football, and we're just comfortably better than everyone else at this level. If it turns out that's not the case, then I'll obviously come back a little bit sooner. But at the moment, I'm thinking I'll show you the first interesting cup tie that we get, and we'll check in and do a league game somewhere near that. And then we'll just show you us winning the league at the end of the season and any playoffs that come off the back of it. Goodness me, do I hope there's not playoffs, because my playoff record at the moment across multiple saves, this dates back to Born in the USA last year. We've seen a lot of it in Leamington over on Twitch. But my save at the moment, I think I've lost my last 14 consecutive playoffs across multiple saves. So if we are in a situation where even if we win the league, we still need to play off to get the promotion, we might be stuck at this level forever, even though we're too good to be playing here, which would be the nightmare situation. We have got a little bit of, I thought we were going to get a little bit of a breakaway from our opponents. They were catchily named Ebskull. I mean, to be fair, it's easier to pronounce than the actual name. EB Saint something. We've got a red card here. Oh, no, we haven't. They were on a... This is what I mean about the kit clash. I thought we did the foul. They did the foul. By the way, that was a foul on Lefebvre, who, as you can see, is still a Tour player because he actually turned down his move. He was offered the chance to earn real money somewhere else. And this is what we were saying before about that reputation thing. Even though he had the opportunity to earn money going somewhere else, reputation-wise, he's decided to stay here at Tour because I guess sees it as more of a long-term project. They're going to go down to 9 men here because that's another second yellow card situation. And we are now 3-0 up away from home against a team with only 9 players left on the pitch. And they've decided to play with no attackers, which I guess in the circumstances when they know they're getting battered is probably pretty sensible. Look how narrow Natambi has come there on a Tambani. He's supposed to be our left winger, but he's cut very, very narrow. He's now come out wide. Somebody needs to get across in here. It's Dennis who's the one who does it. And that is a lovely header from Perron, but it comes back off the crossbar. And we still are only 3 goals to the good. Although obviously entirely in control of the game. We're actually able to make 5 substitutions. So we should probably get a good look at a few of these players while we've got the opportunity to. While we're playing against 10 men, we may as well make some substitutions. There you go. We're going to do all of these. We'll do all 5 in one go with 20 minutes to go. Why not? We're 3-0 up. We're going to try some things out. We're going to get used to some of these players. We've not been in a situation yet where we have to tweak the tactic, but maybe we should try some other things out tactically. But at the moment, Tisson is there with his second of the game. 2 very similar looking goals. He's clearly going to be an aerial threat for us this season. And as it stands, 4-0 up, comfortably top of the league. Lovely, lovely, lovely. This is the start to the save that we wanted. If we're going to topple Paris Saint Germain, we may as well start dominating teams now. That's the plan. I don't know what that cross was supposed to be. I know I've got hit early crosses on. I might need to have a little word with them in training. Yes, I want you to hit early crosses. Allow me to clarify, hit them somewhere near our players and maybe from the opposition's half. This is our left back over here, by the way. Not really sure what he's up to. But it looks like it is going to lead to a goal-scoring opportunity. And the ball smashes into the woodwork again. I'm not sure how many times we've hit the frame of the goal in this match, but it feels like it's been quite a few. Look at those match stats. Well, I never. You can tell this is a team that shouldn't be playing at this level. I haven't actually looked to see how Tour are getting on in real life. That's probably something that would be worth looking at. Certainly, Football Manager is replicating the fact that this is a team that was good enough to get back up to Tier 4, playing in Tier 6, and we're playing like it at the moment. I don't know if they're running away with their league in real life. I would hope they are, because I want nothing but good things for my boys at Tour. Even though they sacked me all those years ago. It took me 5 years to recover. Those of you wondering why we did this save rather than Schalke, that's how long it takes me to recover. I'll never fully forget Schalke, but I need to get over the pain of it first before we go back and do that save. It will stay on the agenda. You never know when we'll circle back round to it. 5 years it took for us to get back round to Tour, and 5 goals we've scored in both of our opening 2 matches. We're good at football. No one else in this league is. And I think we're going to get a lot of matches under our belts before we are back tomorrow to show you something, hopefully with a little bit more challenge to it. Like, I'm not going to show you the third round of that cup, but once we get a little bit deeper into it, we might. So it looks like the 28 games do spread all the way out until the end of May. So that indicates to me that probably we do just get promoted straight away. Can we see? Nothing is clear. Nothing at all is clear. It'll be a lovely surprise when we get there. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.